Woo! What's up, everybody? I'm up here chilling like a villain. How you doing? Jesus Christ. This is the reason why I love New York. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm trying to be a good boy today. Be a good boy. So what's up with everybody? Give me a woo if you can hear me clearly. I know there's some background noise. I just had to talk about something real quick before I go in to eat. Hopefully, if you can see, we're on York Road in Baltimore, and we're doing, you can see we're at New R Restaurant and Lounge in Baltimore, Maryland. You got plenty of people waiting. They got the nice seats. It's a beautiful place. And yes, if you caught that, she's built like a shit brick house. I ain't complaining. What I'm going to talk about real quick is about the art new style panel that we had last night. So the panel, Jesus Christ, fellas. But the craziness of it all is that we had Mr. Fantastic up on the panel. Mr. Fantastic is the reason why you should not debate a YouTube scholar. Because eventually during the debate, you have to admit when you succeed to a point. And when you do not succeed to that point, you're falling into being arrogant. You're falling into your hubris. Excuse me. Fresh air. Oh, is that my shit? Oh, shit. This is it. What? Eugenie coming from the sky. Let's get. But what happened was he wanted to talk about the George Floyd case and the trial that's being held. Oh, that's my shit. Camp Low, baby. Lucchini. Damn, that's a classic song. Might use that as my intro from now on. But the ultimate problem we faced is that he talked to two people who are experts in their field. Number one, Rodney, who's a bona fide ER nurse who went to years of schooling and training for his practice, for the Cash App. If anybody's in Baltimore, it's a good time to come to New Orleans. But he wanted to challenge Rodney on his expertise on being a nurse and said he wasn't capable of deciphering things. So Rodney asked him, is he a medical professional? And of course, in all his hubris, put y'all down for a minute, and all his hubris and narcissism, he says, I'm CPR trained. CPR qualifications is the equivalent to a registered nurse. It's like saying I ride big wheels to a person who's a trained motorcyclist. There's no comparison. And he wanted to say, well, the professionals, smoking an acid, about to anyway. He wanted to go and try to debate Rodney on his expertise. And if you were there, you understood how idiotic he sounded. Then I finally got up on a panel Brand new rings. I like them. Like them. Brand new. Probably a bit ashy. I had to run out the house quick. Then, when I got on the panel, I asked Mr. Fantastic one important thing. Are you, how many cases you held in investigating crimes and other things? He said 0. And I just looked at the case. The officer who had the knee on the guy's neck, like we can do basic anatomy on his neck, for some odd reason, he wanted to say, well, he's not being charged for first-degree murder. When I read up on it today, he's being charged for second-degree, third-degree, and second-degree manslaughter. Well, there's not a murder case. Yes, it is. It is a murder case. Sorry, it's a murder case. Yep, I carry a big-ass baton, the Yes Man Tune, and the Northern District up on York Road. Well, formerly, since they, when I was on full duty, they had me on Sector 1, which is East 29th Street in Greenmount. Salutations. Good God, I'm gonna just say this for all the young men in their 20s. If you're not a you are on York Road, which is on 5716 York Road, if you're in the Baltimore or surrounding counties, I would try to tell you that you need to get here because the ladies look nice. But the problem that I have with him is that when I broke it down to him and explained to him the poor tactics that were used, and that 99% of 99% of the nation's, I'll say about 90 of the nation's law enforcement units or departments do not subscribe to holding a person around the neck and spinal area because of the propensity of injury is so great. Big ass traffic controller. See, what's up, Artisan? Very Little. Roy, Simply Deep. Sir, you're going to have to tell me how to pronounce that. AB, Bruce Almighty, Chaos, The Life of King Wage. Who else we got? Juan G's, what's up? Skin Diggy, PK. What's up? The ignorance, I can't even say he's ignorant because he knows better. He admits that he didn't have the expertise in our fields, such as Rodney and myself, but he still wanted to try to challenge shit. How can you challenge a guy who battled COVID before COVID had a name? Shout out to Rodney and all the nurses and doctors and medical professionals. Shout out to the law enforcement and firefighters and paramedics out there. How can you challenge people when I've been in those situations with him? I was on a call and I'm on World Star putting a guy in a Kimura lock because he was resisting. The one thing about it, as long as the guy could still breathe and there weren't any permanent damages or injuries, you do what you got to do. But are there times when deadly force is needed? Yes. That's not one of them. Now, I asked him this one thing. Yeah, 4 officers. 4 officers. 4. He's handcuffed and you have one guy with a knee on his back of his neck. At no point did anybody decide to put him in the fucking vehicle, go down about 10 blocks, tell the medic and the wagon to go there where it was a safer zone. Nor did anybody say, get your ass, put his ass in the medic, handcuff him to the gurney, you and you, Fox, go with him. I'm going to get some units. You go with him to the hospital. We're going to get some units to secure your cars. At no time that happened. But yet, I don't have the credentials. And I had to tell this jackass, number one, when you go through the academy in Maryland, because I'm a certified police officer, MPTC. So I have to go through this shit. We have some of the strictest requirements for law enforcement officers in the country. As a matter of fact, we teach other police departments and jurisdictions when it comes to robberies, homicides, and other issues. Hey, how you doing, love? Please. Is that again? The menu? Okay. And the drinks. Thank you. So, right there, I gave you just two scenarios alone, how that could have occurred, and how you could have avoided that situation altogether. It was underwhelming because he wanted to try to bogart, but you got to realize when you're dealing with a narcissist, reality does not set in. But Beasley also gave us some clarification to his life. See, he's one of those guys who do not respect black male authority because allegedly he had an abusive father. And then from when he wanted to call me a gorilla, I'll be a gorilla, but you're still a tap dancing monkey looking for butter biscuits. Oh well. See, the biggest difference between myself and Mr. Not So Fantastic is when you get a white boy saying some racist shit on your panel, you all, oh yes sir, can you know he the truth, he cool over here. When you get a racist white guy saying some passive aggressive shit on my channel, I check his ass like a goddamn voting booth. And I'm pretty sure a lot of my viewers actually remember that when I actually told the guy not to be disrespectful to my guest and my panel. Excuse me. Thanks, love. See, the one thing about it, Fantastic already has a bad track record of simping because, you know, he was damn near head over heels in love when it came to just listening to Jessica X. Oh, she good, she good, she good. I'm still suspicious about that. I'm actually through with a lot with some dudes because it's funny how brothers can be saying the same shit for 20 years, but all it takes is a chick with a British accent and a cute little picture, and you throwing money at her. That says how thirsty you motherfuckers are. But I digress. The craziest part is, what's up, I'm listening. The craziest part is when Rodney was telling him of how all that pressure on his upper chest starts the asphyxiation process. You're cutting off the air, fresh blood, fresh oxygenated blood to his head and his heart. That's why you have to be careful on these calls due to the fact that we don't even know if this guy is drug-induced, alcohol-induced, what kind of medical condition is he in. But when you have a person who thinks he knows it all, this is what you really need to do. It's to be better to be thought of a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubts. We know he's a lapdog. Man, you don't want me. Give me a woo if you really want me to tell you. That motherfucker is Jessica App's tampon. See, how y'all doing? I'm doing okay. How you doing, man? See, the craziness of it all is that I'm starting to see there are guys in the manosphere who have no integrity, who are not going to be the same on every panel. See, I miss those days when Valdez, the Angry Man, Cerulean, Wrench, Kendra, BGS, and a few others used to go head hunting to other people's channels and debunking them left and right without fucking mercy. But we have these pseudo intellectuals who know more than people who spent decades in the field. He even tried to argue with Green Gorilla. The man has a PhD in philosophy, man. And Green Gorilla said it best. He said it best. How y'all doing? He said it best. When you get to the PhD level, all degrees are philosophical at that point. How y'all like the shirt, Heroes? All you anime heads. How you like the shirt? But here's the scary part, man. Here's the really scary part. He's a representation of about 80% of Black America. You will argue with the experts who have proven knowledge and data on a subject up and down the block, especially if he's this complexion. But if it was a white boy with an assumption, you're damn near kicking out of doors. You're damn near trying to praise him just for being in his presence, like a Mr. Fantastic, because I called him what he was last night, a color-struck motherfucker. Because I know a lot about the South, okay? I know about it. Well, this is an acid, Cuba Grande. And some of the guys, I love my family from down south, but guess what? Those are the people who still have the colorism shit with them the most. And I love them. But because he's a dark-skinned guy who probably wasn't picked by other girls, and we could tell because of his actions, he's all hyper fucking immature. He's hypersensitive. You cannot have an intelligent, masculine conversation with him. When you try your best to converse with the idiot, he's got to try to bogard and body slam the conversation. So when you actually see this guy and actually try to tell him, look, dude, this is how it should have went. And this is the reason why he's going to get charged this way. How many times have I told people, go print out a copy of 21st Century and Policing? You can even listen to YouTube. It's 3.5 hours if you don't feel like doing all the reading. I'm telling you where policing is going towards in the 21st century. It started with former President Obama. How are you calling yourself fantastic, but you're more like Johnny Storm? You're a fucking hothead with no direction. See, that's the reason why I cannot stand clowns. Because I don't go challenging Green Gorilla in philosophy, but you never heard one PhD challenge my opinion in law enforcement. If anything, they welcome it. They want to learn. Just like when I was on Dr. Dunbar doing our doc and cop thing. he's always adamant of learning more about law enforcement. Just like I'm always learning, I always want to learn about his specialty, which is biochemistry. So, where did we get from being thinking black men into men who can't respect each other's talents, trades, skills, and determination? I challenge that a lot. See, this is the immaturity, not the growth of the black manosphere. And the longer we have folks like him who deal with lowbrow issues, who try to put up straw man arguments, uh-oh, you're not going to see too much growth out of it. Think about this. The problem with YouTube is that it gives someone like him an audience, and all you need is one or three or 100 easily influenced individuals. It's disgusting. And on a frontier level, when you're dealing with excessive force with police, they're going to bring black people like him up there in front of the news for butter biscuits and sell the whole fucking race out instead of telling the goddamn truth. That officer was wrong. Even if you get in a fight with someone, you get them. You don't fucking look at the camera with your hands in your pocket all cavalier. What his partner should have done was take his goddamn boot and kick him upside the fucking head to get him off that guy. But what you have is you have a bunch of cowardice, not just in law enforcement, but just in justice overall. People afraid to say the damn truth. Wrong is wrong and right is right. What's up? Let's hit the link, hit the likes, donate a little bit. Hey, if you're in Baltimore area, come to Noir Restaurant and Lounge on 5716 York Road. There's some very lovely ladies here. I kid you not. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Let me get the shrimp and grits and an order of Obey wings with blue cheese. And I'm gonna hold on to the drink menu. Thank you, love. See, they get mad about somebody actually being in the field when grown-ass men appreciate the diversity. If I want to build a house or renovate a building, I'm calling people like my father, or if I'm in the Cali area, I'm going to Artisan because he specialized this since God had made a deal with Noah. See, if I want to know something about COVID, I'm going to Nicole Ali, such a sweetheart, the scientist supreme. She doesn't even want to be referred to as doctor, but she is a doctor, PhD. And Dr. Dunbar, who are both specialized in that field. If I want to go and understand the beginning of the thug and the welfare phenomenon, I'm going to go to Green Gorilla, where how did this philosophy start? Because everything that you see as a law started as a philosophy. What's up, Nino? So what happened? Instead of actually conceding to the points that Rodney, myself, and others have made, here he comes. Oh, I'm looking for a victim. No, you don't even know what you're talking about. Number one, you're dealing with excessive force. Even that expert, so-called expert, who Fantastic think is an expert, a lot of these guys who call themselves experts need to sharpen up on their fucking certifications to become a defense tactics instructor. Because if he's got his defense tactics certifications, he would know that putting a knee on someone's neck or back is a no-go. That is a fucking no-go. Legs, yes. Arms, yes. Back, no. You don't do that shit. And then when the fucking department throws you out there to the wolves, he deserves it. But once again, this is the reason why it's problematic and dangerous. Because they will go, the media will go out there and find these fucking coonish motherfuckers. And I mean, they have a heat-seeking missile to locate them. And they will go out there and get a Mr. Fantastic. They won't get an Officer Faulkner who will call the bullshit down the middle to tell you if the officer was justified or not. They're going to get a Mr. Coontastic, and they're going to listen to him demonize his own people just because he doesn't want to be one of them niggas. I went to Fort Benning, Georgia for basic. Exactly. Do you know what the reason why they're trying his ass? If they let him go, I want you to really picture this. If they let him go, which they should not, because even the medical forensic experts said that he was the cause of this shit. He was the cause of this shit. Even the drugs, even without the drugs, the man will still be alive. Chilling, smoking cigars.
What's going on, man?
Oh, what's up? Long time no see. What, you off today?
Huh?
You off today?
Oh, you didn't hear it?
Huh?
You didn't hear it?
What?
April 1st is my last day.
Oh, shit.
Official day is May 1st.
Oh, retired? Good shit. What you gonna do? Not a goddamn thing. The fuck out of police work.
Yo, yes indeed, man.
No, April 1st is my birthday too, but
Oh, really? I saw that post. You celebrating party and everything.
I just had a few drinks. That turned into several more drinks. Well, congratulations on your retirement.
Yeah, man, I'm done with that.
Shit.
Y'all can have that.
What you just said, 20 early?
Yeah, y'all can have that. And it's in the military, 23.
So you don't even take a hit.
Yeah, 48%.
That's not even a hit.
Yeah.
If you retired at 25, what's that?
I would have got my. By that time, 25, they would have gave me what? 5 extra years. No. I still got the 50 made. And then after 3.
So you basically still made out.
I still made out. I'm getting 43 every year.
And then start a business and kick back.
That's it, man. I ain't, man.
It's 25. That's what I said. 20?
Most be taking everything. But well, I'm hearing a lot of people saying, I don't know, that the judges down there saying that the city was wrong. So we might get it back.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to waste no time and sit here for Mosby
to
charge everything.
Yeah.
The politicians want to get rid of
our powers. Nah. I'm at 14 now. I'll be at 15. I'll be in my 15th year in September, so 5 more years. Yeah, the Faulkner man is getting on his black horse, putting on his hat, and going out the sunset.
Ain't no way. There's no possible way.
No fucking way to stay in this shit.
You got, and that's my last day. My last day was in the rain. It was raining so hard. This female was on my property, and we sat there for 2.5 hours. She would not got crazy. Like, you can get off my property. We asked him, you want to charge him for trespass? He said, no. Remember Mosley said, yeah, trespass, we got a legit guy that he's on your property. So we talking, Beanie came up there, Saunders came up there, all the males got back, you know, all the white officers got back at the black officers. You know, when she put her headphones on, I'm sitting in the rain like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. There's no way.
It's funny how they take away a lot of power from police and then they get upset while we can't do anything.
Right.
How you doing? I can also get the let me get the blue magic.
What you call it? Governor Hogan vetoed it.
Yeah.
He vetoed it. So, but they want to enforce it. So.
But he vetoed it. My man about to retire. My man in retirement. I love that shit. Yeah, I don't blame you because, I mean, look at all the units you've been in and all the thankless shit.
And you know, a lot of people offer me stuff when they found out McGriff wanted me to come down to the academy.
Oh, now they want you to go.
Yeah, I said no because the academy. I said I can teach a class. I said, would I get trainees? He's like, no, you would be the proper guy, but you have to still take the teaching class and teach some of the veterans. And I was like, man, I'm not teaching them disgruntled guys. You crazy?
You're depressing.
They be like, man, why this and that? Give me trainees, but they don't know no better.
Yeah.
Veterans, they disgruntled. I'm not doing that.
And the rookies, they keep you young.
Right. And,
keep you laughing too.
Beanie offered me that, and then offered me community service, but her hours is like, so I said, I'm a coach.
That's too damn early.
No, 10 to 6 and 1 to 11. I said, how am I coach gonna win? Yeah, I said, can you guarantee me coaching? We work 10 to 6, and I go get off at 3 4 o'clock, start picking up 5 kids and coach, and I can't guarantee you. The 1 to 11, definitely. Yeah, I said, well, I need for days in. No, I ain't doing it.
No, it's not worth it.
It's in the details.
The detailing, you get detailed to death too. Like there's some days you get detailed, you work 7 straight days. And God forbid you get an incident at the detail and
then San Diego, he reached out to me. I guess came back from vacation. He said, oh man, I saw it come across my desk. You know, he never seen me call. You know, oh, you doing that? I said, man, look, they're charging everybody for everything. But I heard about Flacco wasn't even, I don't know how Flacco got a part of it. He was in the DAT unit. Mm-hmm. And Andy locked up to a female. Flacco put his cuffs on him. You know, parent transported the person back to the district. And they looked through the camera, they said nobody searched the female. And they took her from the district to Central Book. Everybody got charged up for Andy.
Wow.
Yep.
So, wait a minute. That's why I always wonder why these rookies want to get into drugs. Like I said, this is not the culture. This is not the time to get into drugs, man. That shit was fun when I started. You chasing out the drug dealers, but then when you submitting all the money and God, you don't want to be responsible for all that shit. And then you heard about the one guy who was it? It was like $10 million. What was it, about 10?
The one that
he took 10,000 out of how much?
Was it, I think it was 100,000.
No, it was like $1 million. It was millions.
Was it $1 million? He took 10 out of it.
10,000. He's gonna take $10,000 out of fucking about what, $5 to $10 million, and they charged his ass criminally and departmentally. You're a damn idiot. You deserve it. You deserve the shit.
You know, I get it. You know, he said recently before he went on vacation, they looked at his camera and they're charging him for not bringing the age of somebody. I'm like, what? I said, that's why I want to leave.
Give me somewhere where I could be in a cubby hole and I stay.
Yeah, man.
Fuck off the streets.
I was like, nah. So they're going back to the past. They're trying to charge people.
Nah.
Yeah,
no, that's not even legally correct. That's not even legally correct.
Right. Is it?
No, because you can't. We're not even under the same policies back then. So how can you charge me? That was legally something I could do back then, and now you want to charge me now? Jackasses.
Man, you at the CLP office. He said he looked at the video. He marked where they can look at it and said he asked the person, did that person want medical treatment? And I said they still didn't look at that or whatever. Saw that? They said no, they still charging.
That's because the people watching the body cams ain't fucking looking at them correctly. It's like I took one time took a goddamn report to McGriffin. He said, you didn't put that you contacted DDU. That's the first goddamn thing. Thank you. Ooh, what's up, Art?
I told him to come out here early.
That's one of my coworkers at the district. He's retiring, man. 23 years and done. Can't blame him. Can't blame him.
Somebody coming? You want me sitting here, dude?
Oh, no, you good.
Yeah, me, Darnell, Mark supposed to come up.
So where?
Parents can come up too.
So where? Which Washington? Which Washington? Which Washington? You said who's coming up?
Darnell, Marshall.
Oh, Marshall. Boy. It's a good damn look in there, I tell you what. How you doing? It ain't Baltimore without dirt bikes. It ain't Baltimore without dirt bikes. When people say we be in these streets, we're in the streets. That's the Baltimorean way. God damn.
But they got upstairs. They got upstairs too.
Yeah, they got a beautiful upstairs, man. Look like you tiptoeing on marble floors of that motherfucker. It's not fun to be a cop anymore. It's like you didn't fuck with people. You helped people out. You ran and got the bad guy. You actually saw the change you were making. Now they're handcuffing the police from getting the criminals off the street.
And I praise hoping for Vito to the bill, but the Senate's going to override him. They're like, damn, that's crazy.
Well, I got these are the PlayStation headphones, but it's crazy because you look at it. You're a rookie cop who want to make a difference. 6 months to 2 years, you snuff the will of this person out and he becomes jaded.
Yeah.
What the hell can you do with that type of officer? You can't teach him, okay, you want to do drugs, we're going to do drugs. It's funny because I pity the young officers now because when I first started, you were with a veteran officer. Oh,
I see why you sitting here.
Jesus Christ Almighty. See, this is the York Road. This is where we go. See the lovely ladies. Jesus Christ. But
yet, you know what the difference is now?
The difference is that the difference is now is that you had camaraderie. You actually work like a goddamn team. You know, if it was a guy or a girl, it was a guy who was having a baby, people would donate days off or donate. Like, I haven't been to a shift change party in years. Like, it's not fun anymore.
You went to midnight shift, so y'all can have parties anytime y'all want.
We can, but there's no camaraderie. Reese got promoted. Mike's gone. Everybody who I'm cool with left. Gibby left. And I don't blame them. Like, you have all these people. Jesus Christ Almighty. Shaped like a goddamn Ford truck. Boy, she is thick as my daddy's S250, boy. God damn.
Hey, don't do that in front of us.
Hey.
Hey, she did that in front of us.
Hey.
She went like that.
see what I used to work with?
Oh my goodness.
God damn.
Oh,
There's a lot of fuel in that mule, a lot of gas in that ass.
oh my goodness, yo.
Oh my God. I mean, here's the problem with policing nowadays, man. You got a bunch of people who never been on the street dictating what you should do. As long as you're not mistreating people, I've been in the fights. And it's like, look, when the guy surrenders, I don't take another hit. Fight over. Call the medic. Hell, there's times we laughed about it. And then, I gotta say it, the criminals nowadays are so pussy. Yeah. You get all these shootings, but they want you to handle it with kid gloves. How the fuck can I do that? If you shot, I remember when I first came here. If a kid got shot because of you doing some fuck shit, we fucking that whole fucking block up. So we found out who's the shooter. And
Crazy, man. I can't do it. I said, and everybody didn't know. It was just a drop of the gun. I said, I'm done.
that's how it should be. Nobody should know. Hell, you shouldn't even know till you it's a breaking point.
And everybody was saying that.
Bye, ladies.
Everybody was saying like, oh man, why especially Saunders.
Damn.
Saunders was like,
Shit, she thick. Look like I got the join the caravan of love.
Saunders was like, what? Why you gonna do that? I'll make you permanent wagon. For the next 2 years or something.
That is not even worth it.
No, nah.
And then permanent wagon, like motherfucker, you don't remember Freddie Gray?
Yeah.
Who would have fucking did? Oh fuck no.
Right, even that though, the wagon breaks down. So if there's only one wagon, Dion's always working. That means I gotta stay up the pinnacle corridor. I can't ride around.
Yeah.
And if section 3's down, I gotta help them out at the home.
Yeah. It's just a breaking point. People don't understand the breaking point that law enforcement, fire, and military go through. You just, like, how many years you did in the military?
3 to 4 years.
Think about that. 4 years on top of what? 20 years. 23 years here.
Oh, hold up. My military days were fun.
Oh, they fun.
Mine was fun.
I mean, I did 10. I mean, they had some fun times. I came late to formation a couple of times because I was in some broad's apartment.
But you had supervisors that didn't dig in, always charging.
You didn't have micromanagement.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about it. When I came here, I'm in the last remnants of the old policing, just like I came in at the last remnants of the old army. You had that old sergeant, like, what's his name? Cooper. Had like 30 fucking years. He'll tell you in the room. He ain't gonna embarrass you in front of people. He'll just tell you to run. You need to get your ass up here late. Or you better tell Shorty to get her mouth off your dick and hurry up and get your ass here. But then, if you where he wants you to be, preventing crimes or you getting caught in lockups, hey, you sick. Get off early. And what I mean about quality lockups, not some bullshit, oh, I got a junkie with a pill. I'm talking about you actually got somebody who was a pain in the ass to the community. And that's the shit that got me.
They charged Sanchez, man.
Huh?
For missing the range. Gave him a middle letter.
How the fuck you get a... But you fucking workers half the fucking death.
I said, man, all you had to do is reschedule you and say, man, they gave him a middle letter. Major Deal did that. Straight from Major Deal.
Who the fuck is Major Deal?
We got the new Major Gibson gone.
I know Gibson gone, but
Major Deal. He came from
and that's why. And that's fucking why. Why do you have a guy from Internal Affairs as your fucking major? You know what that means? He's never been on the street in X amount of years.
He took what's her name? Sprinkle off the deck.
Took who?
Sprinkle.
Why?
He said she got 4 power. She be on the street.
She got 4 power.
But it was right timing too, because Carter was supposed to have been on an Alameda somewhere, but But he said that he notified supervisors he was leaving, going in for the day. That's when they had that homicide when Pitchback got killed. So they took Carter out of JHU, put him in patrol, and put Sprinkle in JHU. But she said she don't like it because it's wild out there.
It's wild.
She said it's too wild out there.
You talk about the Alameda Shopping Center.
What?
They've had it at the Alameda Shopping Center.
No, she's in jail. Carter was supposed to be at the Alameda Shopping. He was working overtime or something. He wanted to leave early. He said he told supervisors that he was leaving early, but all the supervisors said he wasn't told. They wasn't told. So he left at one. They had the homicide up there, and Pittsburgh got killed. So what they did, they moved him out of JHU and put Sprinkle in JHU.
But why are you talking about it's too wild, but you take the fucking job? But then I hear.
She said, she's down there at the bottom, man. She says, wild down there. I don't blame him. That's Maryland Avenue down there.
Motherfucker, you a cop.
Right. I mean, hey, what you gonna do? You got 40-something years on. To a 21-year-old.
But at the same time, you mistreat your veterans like a motherfucker. How you got like 30, 40 years on, and you still have them people on the street? That's a liability, man. Like when Mad Dog was working, man.
So she's thinking about retiring that because she's only 3 years. She see how it is. And I said, see, I told you. And then she kept texting me and calling me. How do you do it? Why you do it? And all that shit. You know, I told her, it's wild out here. And Mosby, what she doing? Again, I said, nah, we use our hands. We have to use our hands. They want us to use our voice, and the voice is not working.
You can't be an effective police officer without doing 3 things.
Yeah.
My image tells you not to commit a crime.
Right.
Just my presence. Yep. My vernacular will tell you to put you back there. My voice will tell you, do not commit a crime. When they are not listening, I have to make a believer out of you not to commit the crime or arrest you. You have all these fucking liberal motherfuckers who want you to do this spectacular shit like, oh, you can talk to a criminal. And I kindly ask people like that, ma'am or sir, when does a criminal follow the law? Because by default, a criminal doesn't listen.
Nope.
Like, that's not reality based, man.
That's why I say I'm like, but the shit is gonna override him. Police gonna lose their powers.
Like, you have to have a Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You have to have a Bill of Rights because you even if the person does a dumbass thing, excuse me, folks, you have to actually have legal representation. It's no different than having a union on a job. You have to have representation, or you would have people charging you or trying to terminate you from off of small offenses, which is stupid. It's not realistic. But yet, nobody, I hope the fucking FBI found this chick accepting money, going left. How the fuck you a state's attorney, huh? Yeah. How the fuck you a state's attorney taking off more than what you work? And you're getting money from corporations.
And you got 2 big houses down south. And then you say you got a lien on your house here in Baltimore.
How the fuck you get a lien? First of all, if you have a lien on your house, that should exempt you from being an elected official in the first place.
But they was already elected.
Fucking place a joke, man. Fucking place a joke. The fucking place is a joke. You got. How the fuck you gonna be a politician telling me how I should do my job, but you cutting the corners on yours?
Cutting the corners on yours, though.
That's some bullshit.
That's why I had to go, man. There's no way. It's like the politicians tell me how to do my job, but you are screwing everything up.
And I mean flagrantly at that.
Yeah,
flagrantly, yeah. Not giving not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4 fucks.
Crazy, man.
Flagrantly.
It's crazy. I don't truly understand
And
that.
what makes it bad is that you create a very toxic environment, not supporting your police. Now, if a person does something wrong, they're wrong. But when a person is doing something, and yes, you're going to come up to a person who matched the description, and they're not the person who committed the crime. You apologize. You explain what happened. You play back what happened. The description that the dispatcher gives you. You write your report stating that we stopped such and such. If he needed medical treatment or refused medical treatment, you put it in there. You be cordial. You offer a ride or some type of services, or if he wants to make a complaint about his treatment, and that's it. Most people, if you explain to them why you stopped them, they don't care.
Yo, where you been at, man?
The fuck out of here.
Yo, man. Why you see this dude forever? Look at me handshake. Let's talk like that. I didn't know. Some people get a little worried about. They be like, you tired on us, man? They be tired on us.
I swear to God, the biggest fucking enemy to fucking black politics, man. The biggest fucking enemy to the black community are black politicians, man.
Yo, Charles, you just missed it. I was out here.
Oh man, it was. Man, it's more ass than a goddamn caboose.
You didn't get here early enough. When I got here, he was here before me.
Why do you think I'm sitting this way?
Damn. They don't come outside. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, they had that one chick who had an ass so big you could put your drink on it and walk with.
So, like, how you supposed to get a drink and all that?
You order.
So they do it. Wait till she came out. Yo, why you on the other side, bro? No, I'm just saying. Good with you, man.
Shoot. We get what we deserve. You right about that one.
I don't know what's up.
I'm gonna hit y'all later to see.
Huh?
Peace.
You didn't go up. I didn't go.